जिन कल राखी मेरी जा तू मेरे वल है ता क्या मुई संदा तुद सब किछ मैनू सौंपिया जा तेरा बंदा। गुरु प्यारी साध संगत जी सारी कट के आखो वाहिगुरू जी का खालसा वाहिगुरू जी की फतेह। So just a few things we're going to be going through today about Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj and some of the Hukhams that Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj gave. So for those that don't know, Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj blessed us with also 52 Hukhams alongside a lot of the Gurbani that we have today. So remember, this isn't just 52 things that Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj tells us, but these are commands that Guru Sahib has given us, and Das has just went through a few of them that we'll look at today in some more detail. So the 52 Hukhams that Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj had set out for us in Nanded in Maharashtra in India 1708, and these are some of the edicts that are ideal way of life for the Khalsa. This is a code of conduct for the Khalsa Panth as well. So Hukamnama number 41, and these are very, very relevant to us all today. Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj gives us a bachan and says, Kora bachan karke kise da hirda nahi dikhona. So just translating that in English, Maharaj is saying don't hurt anyone's heart by speaking bitterly. Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj gives us a very similar bachan as well. Tera kiya meetha lage har naam padarat nanak mange. And Maharaj is blessing us to say that look, we shouldn't hurt anybody's heart by speaking bitterly. Bitterly is like using harsh words. Even you can put it down to swear words as well. And if you look in our own families amongst our parvars, and I've said this once before, I don't know whether it was at this Gurdwara Sahib or another one, we sometimes speak sweetly when we come to the Guru Car, and we speak lovingly to everybody else, but when we go home to our wife, to our children, we don't speak that greatly. We treat them worse than what we treat people in the Sangat or when we go somewhere else. And even when we go to work, we'll speak to our colleagues sweetly, we'll get on definitely with the boss because we want to be in the good books. But at home, we don't have that responsibility, that sense that, you know what, I should speak sweetly to my wife, I should speak sweetly to my husband, I should speak sweetly to my children, and not bitterly. Even Bhagat Faridi says that we shouldn't even speak one harsh word. Because Maharaj tells us that, look, Akal Purakh, the Jot of Waheguru, God is inside each and every one of us. And if you hurt somebody, if you hurt their feelings, if you hurt their heart, you upset them, then you obviously have to face the consequences as well. That'll go onto your lekha, onto your karam. Because when you think about it, if you look deep into Gurbani, Maharaj says, Sab mein jot hai soi, jiske chanan sab mein chanan hui. That jot, that light of Waheguru is inside all. So if you hurt that person, you're hurting basically God, you're hurting Waheguru, because Maharaj is inside that person as well, and even inside you, inside the good person, inside the bad person. But we put the labels on ourselves. So speak sweetly. Don't speak bitterly if we take something away from today, and not just in the Gurdwara, not just outside of the Gurdwara, even at home as well. It's very important. On Hukamnama number 48, Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj says, Chori yari thaggi dhoka dagga nahi karna. Refrain from engaging in theft, adultery, fraud, deceit and betrayal. Sometimes we question, where does the Guru say these things? And we can see these are Hukamnamas from Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj himself, where Guru Sahib tells us to stay away and refrain from doing these things. Look at the first one, for example, engaging in theft. Part of the reason why you wear a kara as well, to protect you from stealing. Not just putting that hand towards drugs, also putting that hand towards stealing, putting that hand towards adultery, to commit that barp as well. Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj is saying we should refrain from doing these things. Now, stealing is very simple. You teach it to a kid. But even sometimes when we get older, we don't realise. If you take something that doesn't belong to you, it's stealing. Whether it's at a restaurant, whether it's a hotel, whether you even come into the Guru Ghar, if you take something that doesn't belong to you and you keep it, it's stealing. If you went into a shop and you paid for something, then it'll belong to you. But first it belongs to the owner, and you have to be honest and you have to respect that person that owns that property. Taking it without any permission is stealing, and it's very, very simple. Now, another big one in here is adultery. When you go through Grista Jivan, when you become of an age of maturity and you go through marriage life, when you pick your partner, your husband or your wife, that is the only person that you should keep your eyes on, and your eyes shouldn't go to anybody else. Because even amongst not just the rest of the world, the Sikh community as well, many people cheat on their wives, many people cheat on their husbands, many people do different paths throughout their life, even whilst they're in Grist Jivan. And Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj has given us this Hukham. Now I know obviously as time has gone on and lots of people are starting to go through this phase now that they're getting older, and they used to say, oh well, back in the day our parents would do our rista and they would just do a blind date and it's done and dusted, and we never got a choice. But nowadays, as the younger generation are getting older, they are speaking to their parents and they're saying, look, I do like that person or whatever, but you should respectfully still do your Grista Jivan. You have to draw a certain line, just like Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj has given. And Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj actually goes on to say that not even in your dreams should you think of another person. So it's very important that when you do, and you're blessed with Grista Jivan, because it is a blessing as well to get married, that we do our das to Maharaj, that Guru Sahib protects us, Guru Sahib saves us. And just like Bhai Gurdas Ji says, that see your elders like your mothers, see the same age like you as your sisters, and see the youngers as your daughters, and then vice versa for the female. Elders as fathers, same age as brothers, and youngers as sons. And fraud, deceit and betrayal, you can figure out yourself, it's not very difficult. Be honest about things. Don't deceive people, don't betray people. And you're obviously probably wondering what was the first Hukamnama. Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj says, Kirat Taramati Karni, Karni. Earn by honest means. So whether it's a Monday to Friday job you've got, or whether it's Monday to Saturday, some people do 6 days and they've only got 1 day off. Some people even do 7 days. Make sure that your Kirat Kamai is honest. Whether you're good with your brain, whether you're good with your hands, your coordination, you've got IT skills, whatever it is, as long as it's satya, as long as it's true. And you're being honest when you go to that work. You're not deceiving people. You're not betraying people. You're not lying to people. If you're going to a job and you're lying to people day in, day out, you're not going to become a truthful person. And you have to sometimes look at the kamai of how you're making your money as well. Just like Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj, he wouldn't eat at certain people's houses because they never had satya kamai. And Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj would look for that person that had that honesty inside them, even if they were garib, even if they were poor. Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj would still eat from their house, but only because they done satya kamai. They are the true honest earning of how they made their money. And I'm just going to wrap this up within a few minutes because Das has got short time. I'm not going to go through everything here. So this picture I'd taken from Google, and it pretty much sums up a lot of things. When you're small, you're obviously born, you come into this world. Before you know it, you start your school days. After that, you start to make friends. Some people go on to graduate because they go to university, they get a degree. Then after that, they get a job, they're employed. Now, we'll switch that one over because instead of falling in love, we do Gris Jeevan first, as we know, but some people are starting to change that. And like I said, you've got to be very careful of how you approach that. Because in Gursikhi Jeevan, we should have a Gris Jeevan where our parents help us select that person. Maybe, yeah, you can say to your parents that you've got of an age now, you do like that person, but let your mum and dad take the rest of it from there. Let them make things appropriate. If you want to meet up with somebody, make sure your parents are there, they're present, they're happy. You shouldn't be trying to go places yourself, because people get up to all sorts. And the thing is, it's not about being a bad person, it's about having the right direction. Eventually, if you're blessed as well, because these things aren't just normal, that you just get older and all of a sudden you get married. There's many people in the world that struggle and they don't even get married as well. Then just say you do get married, you have children. Again, that's a blessing by Guru Maharaj. It's not something that we just receive, and because we get married we have to conceive and that's it. That's a blessing that Guru Sahib has blessed us, that we can have a child as well. And sometimes, unfortunately, divorce is up there, people go through it, it happens in their life. But remember that Shabad from Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj, Jatu mere wal hai ta kya moi shanda. If the Guru is with you, why do you need to fear? Be strong. If it's happened in your life, stand up for yourself, you can move on. I know people that have been married 3 times, 4 times, but they've tried, they've kept themselves motivated to keep on going. They want to go in that right direction and they're trying to do the right thing. Some people will move across the border, some people will travel to different places in the world, and then eventually we retire and make a will, and before you know it, that's the end of our time. So just one benti Sangati is that we don't get lost in this cycle, because this cycle that we've got up on the screen, it doesn't tell you about Japan Bani, it doesn't tell you the purpose of life, what you're here to do. This cycle that is on here is a natural cycle. From birth, these things will just happen in your life. You'll get older, you'll go to school, you'll get older than that, you'll go to college, you'll go to university, you might get married, you might have children, you might immigrate, you might retire, then eventually you might pass away, but that's just a life cycle. Some people don't even reach that stage. It's not 100% that you'll even get through all of school and get to university or even get married. Some people pass away before that, because Saas Saas Simro Gobind Man Antar Ki Uttare Chind. Maharaj says that with every breath we should meditate upon Waheguru. Then Man Antar Ki Uttare Chind, that anxieties and worries from our mind can dispel and go away. We don't know when we're going to pass away. We don't know how many breaths that we have left in our body. In this reminder, Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj says, for those that read Rera Sahib every day, a very simple pankti, Pai Prabhat Manuk De Hurya Gobind Milanki E Teri Bariya. This human being, this human body has been given to you, and this is your chance to meet the Lord of the universe. Gobind Milanki E Teri Bariya. This is your opportunity, your chance to connect to God. Whether you take it or whether you don't take it, that's in your hands. You can make that conscious choice. And one Benti Das would say is, if you come to the Guru Garh today, 100% think about it in your life. Because 6 other days of the week, nobody will say to you, jump an arm. Nobody will say to you, sit down and read Gurbani. Nobody will say to you on your day off, you know what, why don't you try and connect to God? Why don't you try and do Simran? When you come to the Guru Garh, the idea is you listen to the Hukam Nama, you listen to Shabads, try and listen to Vichar as well, and understand what the Guru is saying, because only you benefit from it. The Guru is here to transform our minds, transform our life so we can have a better life. Not to say sit and do Simran day and night and then you'll be sukhi. If you learn to jap naam, if you learn to understand that we are facing these things of lust, anger, greed, attachment, pride, and the biggest problem is homme, the Guru says the problem is actually yourself. You take away yourself, you become one with God. But it's very difficult to do. But if you understand it, because sometimes people just do Simran, but they're still suffering, they've still got that dukh, it's because they haven't removed themselves. They can only be Waheguru and or yourself. It's one or the other. And if we want it to be God, then we have to submerge with God. So forgive us for any mistakes. Khulda Gatya Bakshna, Sari Gatya Ko, Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.